All right, what's going on, everyone? Here we are back again in the old chef's kitchen. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's see if we can't fix this camera a little bit. All right, welcome. Jim, how are you, buddy? Thanks for joining us. We are doing 2022 Bowman Draft 5 Lite box break number 18. Welcome, especially if you're new to the channel. A bit about us. We've been around for over 7 years now. We break mostly baseball. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading, and we ship as quickly as our little hands will move. If you are new to the channel, help a brother out and hit the old subscribe button there. eBay continues to run their sweepstakes. No purchase necessary there. Go to any of our eBay listings. Look in the description. There's a link. Follow the link, and you can win some free cards. And, of course, as always, our favorite place in the world, chefsportscards.com, our little slice of the World Wide Web. Got some breaks up over there, Bowman Draft and Prism. And we're going to have some more Super Break, supercharged up in a day or so, once I know that it's on its way. All right, let's go over the teams. D-backs, Chris P. Braves, Ben B. Orioles, Justin O. Red Sox, Chris P. Cubs, Bill R. White Sox, Brad M. Reds, Michael T. Guardians, Ted T. Rockies and Tigers, Todd K. Royals, Robert H. Astros, John C. Angels, Jim E. Dodgers, Todd K. Brewers, Mike M. Twins, Michael C. Marlins, Robert H. Mets, Jason H. Yankees, Toby C. A's, Robert H. Phillies, Matthew F. Pirates, Luke H. Cardinals, Todd K. Padres, Robert H. Giants, Todd K. Mariners, Jason H. Rays, Brandon C. Rangers, Justin T. Blue Jays, and Nationals, Todd K. All right. Oh, I didn't say Happy New Year, everyone. If you weren't here last night, I didn't get to wish you Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a fun and safe week. Not too much craziness out there on New Year's Eve. Has anyone ever done the, New York thing on New Year's Eve? Because I don't know who in their right mind could sit out there for 12, 14 hours waiting to see a ball drop. Get that it's an experience and everything. I guess just not for me. I don't know. Every time I would see that every year, I would see oh, those poor people. Can't believe they've been out there all this time. All right, let's do it. Good luck, everybody. Let's see what we can find from these wacky boxes tonight. Coffee, Mendez, Bennett, Brew Crew, and Michael Knorr refractor. I know my sister did it one time when she was in high school, I think, if I remember right. She and her friends snuck out on New Year's Eve and took the train to New York. We live in Philadelphia area. So I guess when you're 16, Parker Messick gold paper, 13 of 50 for the Guardians. For Ted. Whenever they interview those people and they're like, oh, we're from Texas. We've been here since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm like, what are you, crazy? De La Cruz, Hendrick. Here's a nice Teamer Johnson refractor. Nice one there. For Pittsburgh. All right, Jackson Cox, first Ray Wave. Anyway, New Year's is what New Year's is. Back when I was a restaurant chef, it was brutal. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, and Mother's Day. 3 worst days of the year. Kobe Mayo, Noel, Gavin Cross, Invicta, Jacob Miller Draft Night, Sedane Raphael Refractor, Brooks Lee paper, Mesa Baker, Verling, Jet Williams, Danny DeAndre Refractor, and Jimmy Crooks first Ray Wave. Ortega, House, Noor, Prelip, and Cole Phillips Refractor. Right. All right, Keegan, Romero, Rojas, Guardians, and Robert Hassel Refractor. Blaze Jordan, Ray Wave. Dominguez, Horton, Tanner, Kumar Rocker, Giraffe Night. Drew Baker, Refractor for Tampa. Vaquero, Boyd, Baria, Sonny DeChara, first White Bull to 250. Lamar King Jr. Refractor. And Jacob Marseille, Ray Wave. Angels is Jim. Number 73 of 250. Acuna, Salas, Parada, Young, Everson Arteaga Refractor, Cole Young paper, Jace Jung paper. Gonzalez, Juan, Manzarno, Jake Bennett, Aqua for the Nationals, Warming for Refractor for the Rockies. And Kumar Rocker, first Ray Wave for Texas. Nice one there. Todd's got the Nationals. Trying to get my hands working. Gilbert, Luciano, Paulino, White Sox, Brian Acuna, refractor. Cermak, DeChara, Hassel, and Alex Freeland for the Dodgers. First green mini diamond, 85 of 99 for Todd. Nick Biddison, first refractor. And Rincones, first Rayway for the Phils. Lesko, King, Cabrera, Gutierrez, Invicta. Kevin Parada, first refractor for the Mets. Bernabel, Crawford, Michael Kennedy, first Aqua, Parada, Roderick Arias, refractor for the Yanks. Dominic Keegan, first Ray Wave. Teamer Johnson, Wynn, DeAndre, J.R. Ritchie draft night. Simon Juan, refractor for the Mets. Montgomery, Palmquist, Walter Ford, first Aqua for Seattle. Seattle and Palmquist refractor. And Cade Horton for the Cubbies. Seattle is Jason. Logan Tanner first for Cincinnati, 379 of 499. Walker, Polanco, and Logan Tanner first refractor. Nobody's chatty tonight. I don't know why. See how the night goes. Cincinnati is Michael. There you go, buddy. Robert, what's up, buddy? What's going on the left coast? Anything exciting? How's the weather out there? Probably a lot nicer than here because it is freezing here. I'm supposed to have a bunch of snow on Monday. Mercedes, Bedison, Wallace, Arias, Peyton Palette refractor. I really do wonder why everybody doesn't live in California from a weather aspect. It's funny when you're younger, you're like, oh, I like the seasons. It's nice, this and that. When you get older, you're like, oh, I should really live in California. Daniel Vasquez. Getting into the 30s. That's cold for you guys, huh? I think it's about -6 here today. Valera. Here's the Chase DeLauder. Melendez, Sal Stewart. Justin Boyd, first refractor. Yeah, no, definitely. San Diego has to be like one of the absolute nicest weather places on the planet. Like Southern California. I was out there a few times and it was never not beautiful. Never. Gavin Cross first. Cowser, Hernandez, Williams, Shaylin Polanco refractor. Yendry Rojas. But then you guys have the earthquakes, and then, then I'm out. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Yeah. Well, that's what we all do. You know? Excuse me. One way or another. Rob, have you ever lived away from California, or have you been there your whole life? Your whole life, yeah. All right, Eric Brown, Wobin Show, Volpe, Guardians, and Kasevich refractor. I've been lucky to live in many places in my life. Henry Davis. And every time it gets cold in the winter, I always think, why the hell did I come back here? Although not that Chicago was any better, that's for sure. Especially when you go to a place like Southern California, you're like, oh. Murphy, Meadroth, Cannon, Harris, and Drew Thorpe, Refractor. Jim, you live in Southern California? Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, man, might be time to make a move. People are always like, oh, you should move to Florida. It's still in these. Nah, Florida's not. Florida's warm, but it's all humid and nasty, and the people are really weird down there. And Cox, Alvarez, Hernandez, Williams, Nate Savino, first refractor. Jonathan Class. Yeah, did what took your parents to Idaho? I remember you mentioning that before. Is that were they from there, or is that just like where they retired to? And why Idaho? Again, you're talking to someone who knows nothing about Idaho other than potatoes come from there. Pacchiola, Hughes, Green, Elijah Green again. Adam Mazer. I know a lot of rich, famous people from California. They all go to like Montana and Idaho, right, for their little retreats and stuff. The crazy live in Florida. I've talked about this before. I don't know if any of you've ever listened to Adam Carolla. And I don't know, he might still do it to this day. I haven't listened to Adam Carolla's show in a long time, in years. Nito, Santos, McLean, and Balcazar, Leonardo Balcazar for Cincinnati. Whoops. 12 of 75. Jackson Jobe. And he used to have a game that he played on there called Germany or Florida. And he'd always read these like craziest stories, and you had to pick, was it Germany or Florida? Oh yeah, back when he was on Loveline, sure. That's where he got his name. But then he had a radio show. When Howard left regular radio and went to Sirius, he took over the West Coast morning show for some years. And then when that started dying out, he is like one of the biggest podcasts in the world or whatever. I used to listen to his podcast, but it's honestly probably been 5 or 6 years since I've even listened to an episode. For a while there, I was pretty good about listening regularly, but it's been a long time. Snelling, Harrington, Milbrandt, the Brewers, and Clark Elliott, first refractor. Go Dodgers and God bless. So the Idaho move was just a financial thing, like it just a lot cheaper to live there, or I know a lot of people go to that area up there. Manuel Rodriguez for the Twinnies, numbered 107 of 150. And Alan Serda for Cincinnati, Aqua. Pete Hansen, refractor. Yeah, nicer than San Diego. Look, I've only been in San Diego a couple times, but San Diego to me is like one of the nicest cities I've ever been to. I mean, like any city, I'm sure it has its areas, but man, there and where was the other place I was? Well, I went to Palm Desert a bunch of times for business years ago. La Jolla. I was in La Jolla for a wedding one time years ago, and that was so nice too. It's got to be a big change though, San Diego to Idaho. I mean, not just in the weather and stuff, but the people, and I'm sure life's much slower in Idaho. Yeah, La Jolla was gorgeous. A very, very close cousin of my wife's had her wedding there. She lived out there. She was a travel nurse for some years. And they live back here now, but at the time she was traveling and she was working out there for a few years, and that's where their wedding was. So what a beautiful place. Valario Hernandez Prieto, Drew Gilbert Invicta, Munoz Refractor. Yeah, I'll bet it's well. The snow in Idaho's got to be crazy, I would assume. Is that the closest, the Boise Hawks? If you want to go see some baseball up there, what's I guess Boise State is the big. There's a Jackson Holiday paper. I guess Boise State is the big sporting, like the Boise State football team. I guess is the big sporting event they have there, and they don't have any professional teams in Idaho, right? Nothing. Cole Young, Triantos, Mejia, DeLauder, James Woods, Refractor. Idaho Falls has a team. Denzar Guzman. Yeah, them and their blue field. They're the ones with the blue turf field, right? Boise State. All right, Ray rushing Watson. Holiday draft night. J.R. Ritchie first refractor. Oh, really? Hawks were single A for the Cubs for a while. What before the realignment? It's amazing when you really look at professional sports teams in this country, how many states there are that really don't have any professional teams. Like, and I don't know, maybe it's something I never really thought a lot about because I've always grown up around professional teams in everything, being from Philadelphia and living on the East Coast or whatever. But especially with my son at an SEC school, like, even though some of those states now have professional teams, you understand how like SEC athletics became so big because, until, more recent years and still, you have many states in the South that have no professional teams whatsoever. You look at like Alabama. I mean minor league, yeah, but on the pro level, and so a team like Alabama or Tennessee before the Titans were there. Although Tennessee's way bigger than the Titans are down there, way bigger. Trace Gonzalez, my son swears up and down like people would much rather go to a Vols game than go to a Titans game. Move some base here. Oh, you're stuck at work on a Saturday night? It's Saturday, right? I'm not losing my mind, am I? Oh, that sucks, dude. See what we can do, my friend. I will try. Drew Thorpe for the Yanks, numbered 137 of 150. Pete Hansen, refractor. There's a nice Timur Johnson first Ray wave for the Pirates. How often do you have to do that, John? DeLauder paper. Cox, Sprinkle, Marseille, Oscar Colas, Invicta, Alex McFarland, first refractor. We got Prism Baseball coming up next at 10:30. And then some Super Jumbo Bowman, and we'll finish the evening off Topps Chrome Fanatics Fest. Manzardo Refractor. Next week, Archives is coming out. Both they're doing collector boxes and hobby boxes. Nate Furman, Ray Wave. We'll have both for next weekend, along with whatever else we decide to put up. I think a case of Topps Chrome Jumbo's coming in. Regular Topps Chrome will be popular. Freeland, Pineda, Gutierrez, Stewart, Rincones first refractor for the Phils. Once a month. It's not too bad, I guess. All right, Benny Montgomery, Colton Cowser, and James Triantos to 99 on the green mini diamond. Guardians and Rushing first refractor. And a nice first Cole Young Ray Wave for Seattle. Bill's got the Cubbies. Three of 99 on the Triantos. Kennedy, Williams, Sweeney, Luciano, Baria. Hubbard, Cermak, Schobel, Colson Montgomery, Aqua, and Alexi Hernandez, Refractor. Danny DeAndre on the Ray Wave. Are they retiring his number or something? He had a hell of a career, Brandon Crawford. He really did. But he ended up, didn't he go, what did he do? He went to like the Cardinals or something this year, didn't he? Now he retired, right? But didn't he spend this past year with the Cardinals or something like that? Hassel, Amador, King, Green, Solace Refractor. Yeah, the Cardinals in April. I'm not surprised. I mean, San Francisco is one of those teams, and especially with those players that were there. I mean, they won all those World Series, and it was kind of like, it's almost like nobody even remembers, you know? But I mean, Posey and Crawford, they were all huge parts of those teams. He was a really, really good shortstop who I don't think ever got, quite the credit maybe you should have. Rincones, Hanson, Vasquez, Woods, Bolte, first refractor. What did they do in San Francisco? They have like a Ring of Honor or something like that, or Miguel Hernandez. I always find it funny when, like the Phillies will, there's always someone every year they'll like honor them on the wall of whatever. And I guess like every, those Ring of Honors or the wall of whatever, or the museum of whatever they each team has, they all try to have some rules around it, kind of like the Hall of Fame, like you got to wait 10 years or 5 years or, whatever it is. And then you always get those years where like they need to do someone, but it's pretty weak. And you're like, you're putting who on in the Wall of Fame? Like it's like, well, we didn't really have anyone else to choose from because we have to wait another year. Or Wall of Fame, yeah. I'm trying to remember. A couple years ago, the Phillies did someone that everyone was like, "What?" Like, and then I heard them talking on the radio where they're like, they literally have no one else to do, and they need somebody. So this guy's getting in. Muncie, Harpy, Allen, Kansas City. Here's a nice Chase DeLauder refractor. Austin Hendrick, Ray Wave. I'm just picking this up. This Chase DeLauder I'm sorry to say, has a line on the back of it. It's so weird. I could feel it when I picked it up. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to. It looks like somebody took a pencil down. Huh. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, unfortunately. The front looks fine, but on the back, there's something. Alcantara, Ramos, Vasquez, Cutter Coffee, first Bowman refractor. Bake McBride. Bake McBride. Yeah, that might have been it. Did anybody happen to catch the Jackson Holiday paper, the Jason Kelsey late night show the other night? Now, in fairness to Jason Kelsey, because he's a Philly guy, I love him. Colton Cowser refractor. I only made it through about 5 minutes before I turned it off. it was. It might have gotten better. I don't know. I was kind of half tired when I put it on, and I was like, oh, okay. It's exactly what I think it's going to be. Yeah. Bonds is signing again this year, huh? That's what I just heard. I think Topps just signed a new contract with Bonds, so he's actually going to sign some cards again. Mason Barnett, $4.99. And Mason Barnett refractor. Like I love Jason Kelsey. He's a funny guy. He lives like right down the street from me. We live in the same town. You see him at Wawa all the time. And his wife is really nice and everything. And I realize how famous they are because of the show and because of his brother and his girlfriend and all that stuff. But I don't know if Jason Kelsey's cut out for late night television or not. Jay Canizero. The name's familiar. I don't really remember him though. Jake Canizero. All right. Martin Burkhalter, Elliott Mounts, Jet Williams, first refractor. Alex Freeland, Ray Wave. Munoz de Jesus, Teamer Johnson draft night, the Nationals, and Jacob Melton, first refractor. We do have one more of these tomorrow night. End of this case, end of the boxes I have. Got a couple cases last week. So check us out tomorrow night too. Richie Crooks, Brooks Lee first, and Parker Messick Aqua, Luciano Refractor. Justin Campbell, Ray Wave. Acuna, Veen, Kumar Rocker, De La Cruz, Invicta, Austin Hendrick. Lampy, Jordan Tovar, Teamer Johnson, Ryan Cermak Refractor. Kenya Huggins, Ray Wave. Last pack. Hey, running away from me. Campbell, McLean, Cuvée, Mayer, Noel Refractor. That is going to do it. Alrighty. I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. As always, couldn't do this without y'all, and I do truly appreciate it. If you're not in any of our other breaks tonight, please stay safe, stay healthy out there. Bear with me for a second. Put a quick hit recap together. All right, hit recap. 2022 a Bowman Draft 5 light box break number 18. All right, we have a jillion refractors. We'll go through and pull out all the firsts and make sure they're taken care of. Same with the array waves. Plus, we got some Jackson Holidays, a few other stuff we pulled out too. Another Jackson Holiday, the Lauder refractor, stuff like that. So we'll make sure they get taken care of. Invictas of Oscar Colas, Anthony Gutierrez, Drew Gilbert, Ellie De La Cruz, and Gavin Cross. Aquas, Jake Bennett, Michael Kennedy, Walter Ford, Alan Cerda, Parker Messick, to $4.99, Mason Barnett. Actually, the Colson Montgomery is Aqua. And then Mason Barnett and Logan Tanner to $4.99. Sonny DeShara to $250. To $150, Emmanuel Rodriguez and Drew Thorpe. To $99, Alex Freeland, James Triantos. To $75, Leonardo Balcazar. And to $50, Parker Messick. All right, folks, that is going to do it. We'll be back in about 5-10 minutes with Prism. Have a great night. Take care.